Well, Becky, first of all, CoreLogic is out with updated damage estimates in the Gulf from Hurricane Ida. Between $27 billion and $40 billion. That includes both insured and uninsured losses. And that's just the Gulf states, most of it Louisiana. CoreLogic says its analysis shows 70% of the flooding there is not covered by insurance, 70%, and 46% of the damage won't even be covered by wind policies. The insurance industry says government and business and homeowners are simply ignoring the rising risk of severe weather. Here's an example. Homeowners who get mortgages for properties located in what FEMA dictates 100-year flood zones have to get flood insurance. Right across the street from those boundaries, flood insurance is available, but 96% of people choose not to get it. In California, as the Caldor fire threatens South Lake Tahoe, it's another year in a series of the most devastating fires on record, burning hotter and longer. And yet Gallagher, the insurance broker and risk management consultant, says companies and homeowners downplay the risk. They rebuild in the same fire-prone locations to the same building standards. The head of Gallagher's property practice told me weather-related events are a major driver in increasing insurance costs. And climate change has undoubtedly contributed to an increase in these events. Chubb, AIG, Travelers, Allianz, and others have significantly limited their wildfire exposure or just quit offering coverage altogether. And so now for a lot of these homeowners, wildfire coverage, or businesses especially, guys, wildfire coverage means you got to go to the specialty coverage in excess and surplus lines. You're going to pay 10 times more than what you used to with deductibles of $1 million or more. So there will be sticker shock across the nation and for everyone who pays insurance, not just those in these areas prone to natural disasters, Becky.
Contessa, I think they answered their own question as to why people don't get insurance. It's too expensive. There's too big of a deductible, and it makes it not worth it. You end up self-insuring and putting yourself at risk every time this comes back out.
And then what we saw after Hurricane Harvey in Houston is that because so many people lived in undesignated flood zones that they didn't know that they were at risk of flooding, the cost of repair, of bouncing back, was more than they could afford, or in a lot of cases, more than even what their house was worth. So they ended up leaving the keys on the counter and just walking away. And there's a trickle-down effect to the economy there. But if everyone were to get flood insurance who, say, had any risk of flash flooding, that would also add more people to the pool of coverage and potentially could lower the costs for everybody. We know that FEMA is going in right now. Right. They're going to reprice flood insurance so that those who really are in higher risk zones are paying what the risk is.
Yeah, it's a dilemma. Insurance is there, but they have to price it so that they can actually pay for the claims when they come in. And I'll be interested to see how big the claims are here on the East Coast after what we saw from Ida here, too. Just the cars you saw stranded, the basements flooded. A lot to watch for. Contessa, thank you.
Those estimates out next week, I think.
Okay, great. Thanks. We'll see you next week with that.